This is my review and unboxing of the Lincoln Electric products in comparison to Harbor Freight. Differences from being cheap to going towards more of a professional brand. So this is what I have currently. This I bought, I believe, for $39.99. It's the auto darkening welding. You can pick them up for around $50. I had a few issues with it. I've used it for about 2 years now, and the auto darkening feature quit working. The thing I do like about it is the field of view, which I'll explain later in differences about these helmets. But let's go ahead and open this box. This is what we got from Home Depot. It was $99. When looking for a helmet, they have a nicer helmet for around $65. But when you start buying the gloves, which are here, which are about $11 at Home Depot, it gets pretty close to the value of what's already in here. Comes with the skull cap, some arm welding protector sleeves, just a general cheap welding brush to clean an area. You have an angled magnet to put two pieces of metal together, and because they don't know what kind of style welder you're using, they give you arc welder tool to knock off some slag. And a really good thing to have around are these paint markers for metal. So let's go ahead and open this up. It's a little dusty. The reason why I got that in comparison to the other one was, like I said, I was having issues, difficulty seeing. I didn't want to lose my eyesight, and I trust this reputable brand. So let me pull this out and see what we have here. These are some Lincoln Electric gloves. Moderately thick. I like them. They have some that have better dexterity, but I like thicker stuff for high heat applications. I use a wire feed Lincoln Electric 140. The reason why I got that was because I previously bought the cheapest Harbor Freight welder you could get, but it threw so much slag. There's no adjustability. It tends to blow holes in the thin sheet metal, which is what I needed it for body panels. So those are the gloves. Let me see here. I pull this out. Here's the helmet. I'm going to go through. Right here is a skull cap. I really like this. I'll tell you why here in a second. As I said, there's the paint marker to mark metal surfaces. Your slag tool to remove slag off of arc welding. Angled magnet. See, all this, if you were to buy this individually, would add up to probably $135. It's all Lincoln Electric. The quality of this is really cheap. This feels like a Chinese product. To be honest with you, it's just very cheaply made. The wire bristles themselves are rather thin. It's not very stiff. This I would give out of a 10 probably a 1. This is probably the cheapest thing on this thing. Now we get to the things that I like. These arm socks. And lastly, instructions. And it looks like they have an extra shielded darkening shade for when you scratch up your lenses. But let's go through and talk about the differences of what I view as valuable from this. So here's the helmet. First impressions when just looking at it. Let me take this clean grab. Okay, let's look at Lincoln Electric. Very reputable business, has been around for welding forever, and Harbor Freight, and see what the differences are. Initially, the thing that I notice most often with welding with this one with the sticker is when you're welding underneath the vehicle. What ends up happening is you get a lot of slag, because I have a flux core welder. Ends up hitting your head, burning your hair. It hurts really bad. Yes, you could go to Harbor Freight and just get the skull cap, but already I like this Lincoln Electric because it protects more of the head, so it reduces the amount of slag that's going to go on to the skull cap. I like the front of it. It's nice and large. Let's check out the back. Rather cheap, but a good quality cheapness to it. You have to press in to adjust, and also as a side, the connections are kind of loose, so you probably fiddle with them a lot. I'm going to put this on here. Okay, there's one thing I don't like about it. in comparison to the Harbor Freight. The only redeemable quality about this Harbor Freight. Okay. The only thing I like about this is when you have this on your head, the field of vision in the lower half of the screen is a lot better. As you see with this. I don't know why, but the way it sits on your head, there's nothing to do with adjustability of moving this band. If they had different spots or different holes to move it, you would get a better field of vision. But unfortunately for me, it has a narrow vision field. That's the only thing I don't like about it. The redeemable qualities are, it looks like it's well constructed. The difference, it has a self auto darkener in the lenses, whereas this one looks like, actually both of them have solar for auto darkening. The difference in quality, cheap. You'll burn your eyes out. So with this, I like the skull cap because, like I said, with my little wire feeder, when you're underneath the vehicle, you're often in awkward positions. I don't know how my head is going to fit into small areas with this difference in helmet. We'll find out later when we do long-term review. The thing that's admirable about this product are these socks. I don't like calling them socks. They're basically an arm sock that protects your arms, because when you're wire welding, you do get a lot of slag, and I have burnt my arms and I have burnt hair. This probably reduce your chances of getting skin cancers and things like that. The reason why I like these is they're light. We'll do a long-term review to see if they do keep off the hot embers, to see if they burn holes in them, to see the quality of product. Right now, initially, they seem cheap to me. They seem thin, but if they do the job, we'll consider it. Is it worth the extra price to buy this kit? We'll find out in the long-term review. Because if the slag comes off and burns holes in these, they're useless. What I do like about them is they're lightweight. They're comfortable. What I have previously is I have a full leather suit, but the downside to that is it's very hot. But you know what? Leather's been used forever. So Lincoln Electric came up with these. They're a new product. We'll see. It says FR, I'm assuming fire resistant. We'll see how that holds up long term versus short term. The things I do like are the gloves so far. The skull cap and the miscellaneous tools. The things I don't like about this kit, as far as quality, are two things: the cheap wire brush and possibly these arms, even though I did say I liked them. We'll see long term the quality. I know there is quality in the helmet. They're focusing on eyesight out of this whole package. They've been doing this a long time. You're not going to burn your eyesight out. And if they do, I'll look at my information. They probably stand by their product and give a larger warranty on it. What I do like is if a person is not familiar with welding, they'll give you a breakdown of the products that are in here, how to adjust, part numbers. The cool thing that I'm assuming, and hopefully they do, if not, it's a bad thing by Lincoln, is they should make these helmets with replaceable parts. Whereas this Chicago Electric, if you need anything outside of those plastic clear lenses, you're screwed. You need to buy a new helmet. So we'll see with this whether or not they have an aftermarket to purchase. For example, if this is long term, if some of these clips wear down and break, hopefully they have an aftermarket for it. Plastic inevitably breaks at these connections. Long-term use, plastic gets soft or hard and breaks with sunlight, wear and tear. So we'll see if they offer the product. Right now, this is a short-term review. So the things I like, as I said, were the extra additional things given in the package. The things I don't like, the field of view on the helmet, and possibly these sleeves for the arms, and I don't like the wire brush. But besides that, I think this will be a good valuable product to give a try. I believe it's like as anything, products are getting cheaper and cheaper but more expensive. We'll see long term as far as the quality on this stuff. So let's look at some of this packaging, because I know a lot of this is probably made in China, but it really doesn't say. So hopefully Lincoln Electric will stand by their stuff and make good American gloves and things. It says made in China, fabric in China. So even Lincoln Electric is cheaping out but being expensive, but they are still making a product that meets the demands of the market, and I think this would be good for first-time welders. I think it has great things like the skull cap, so I think it's a valuable buy at Home Depot if you're a new welder or starting out. I think it'd be a great product for people. We'll see a long-term review on likes and dislikes, but as far as right now, the Harbor Freight, it's going in the trash. And this is my review on the Lincoln Electric welding hat and accessories offered by Home Depot.